Liam, I have a joke for you.
Okay. Get a bit closer to the mic.
Liam, I have a joke for you.
Okay. Damn, I've gone too loud already. I need to quiet myself down. Carry on.
Okay. Do you want me to start over?
No, you're fine.
All right.
We'll keep it in.
What was the most popular dance in 1776?
The most popular dance in 1770s? No idea. I can't even think of a joking answer.
The Independence.
Oh, man. That's pretty good. I'll give you that. Okay.
And one more.
Should have guessed that one down. I even said independence. Independence in my head.
One more. How come there's no knock-knock joke about America?
Because no one's there. How does that work? I don't know how. Why?
Because freedom rings.
Is freedom rings a saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. We don't have that.
It's like in a song. It's in one of this.
Oh, is it in a song?
Yes. Okay.
I see. All right.
Sorry.
So I'm sorry. That was my not lack of knowledge.
It's okay.
You're gonna sing that song for me?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I'm not singing.
Yeah. Maybe by the end of this, we'll get you singing.
Maybe. All right. So.
Happy 4th of July for you
Yes.
people, not for me people.
Yes.
You left my people.
We did. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, this is probably going to be going at the 4th of July, so if you happen to be listening to it on the day it comes out, you can learn all these facts and like throw them down at your family or whatever thing you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about 4th of July.
We're about to learn.
Like nothing. I know it's your independence. I hardly even know who it's from other than it's Great Britain. And what else was I going to say about it? I can't remember. But
All right.
Kayla's going to lead this one quite strongly, so
Try.
goodbye.
Well, in
Go.
that case...
Oh yeah, I got that bit. Well, in that case,
Let's get ready to mumble. All right. So, what do you know about the American Revolutionary War?
Zilch. I literally asked you before this. Was that the war that led to the independence? So I know nothing.
Okay. Well, here's some information.
I'm Jon Snowing all over this topic.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, you've not seen Game of Thrones. Never mind.
Not completely. I've seen a little bit of it, but not enough
Obviously
to.
not enough to know.
Nope.
Everyone who's seen Game of Thrones knows that quote.
I didn't know Jon Snowing was a verb.
It probably isn't. I probably just made it a verb.
No,
but
it's probably.
it's known enough for it to be made a verb and people don't question it.
Okay. All right. So, Revolutionary War was from 1775 till 1783.
1775, 1780. Oh, okay. Carry on.
Okay. So that was.
So you got independence in the middle of the war.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why the war continued after that.
Mm-hmm.
If we got the independence in the middle of it, but that part's not important.
No.
So it was the global war between Great Britain and the 13 colonies, which
Saying global war is a bit
well,
about
no,
themselves.
other people came and fought. It wasn't just
Well, who, though?
Great Britain and
They would have fought
the
for Great
colonies.
Britain from the Commonwealth, surely.
I don't know these
I
answers.
don't know these answers either.
Okay, so the 13 colonies were the province of New Hampshire, the province of Massachusetts Bay, the colony of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, Connecticut colony, province of New York, province of New. I keep saying Providence. They're province of New Jersey, province of Pennsylvania, Delaware colony, province of Maryland, colony of Dominion of Virginia, province of Carolina, which was divided into North and South, and then the province of Georgia.
What's a province?
I think it's just like an area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Are those same areas the same size of the places of the States now?
I don't know. Probably
changed slightly.
Similar. Yeah. So those settlers from Great Britain came and settled those colonies prior to 1775, and then they operated as under mercantilism. So they just with trade and everything, and then they were self-governing colonies, but they were just overruled by Great Britain. And then they started demanding more, or Great Britain started demanding more control, and they resisted. And that led to a bunch of different tax situations. And there was in 1765, there was the Stamp Act, which was a tax not just on stamps, but on a lot of stuff. And then 1770 was the Boston Massacre, where British soldiers killed a ton of people in Boston, in the square. I actually went there a couple of years ago. It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not cool. It was interesting. Cool is not the right word.
That's cool. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
We can't be so sad about it.
There's this walk you can do through Boston, and I don't remember what it's called, the Brick Road Tour or something like that.
Okay.
And they sell this certain type of beer, Sam Adams beer, on that tour. like on that route. And that's the only place you could get it. And that's my favorite Sam Adams beer. But you can't get it anywhere other than Boston on this road.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then in 1773, there was the Tea Act, which led to the Boston Tea Party thing with the whole like throwing the tea into the water and all of that.
Yeah.
So then after all these different like acts were enacted and then the rebellion like happened after these acts, there just became a war.
Yeah.
So then they had this war and they start fighting. And in April of 1775, the first big battle was the battle at Lexington and Concord, Massachusetts. And then in June, they had the Battle of Bunker Hill. And all these are just them trying to gain their independence from Great Britain. So by the middle of the year, like they just decided like we want this independence, and like what else can we do about it besides having this war? And so they on June 7th, the Continental Congress met, and a Virginia delegate, Richard Henry Lee, introduced the motion that called for their independence. But they didn't have a vote right away. They waited, and they assembled a 5-man committee to draft this formal statement justifying the break from Great Britain. And on that committee was Thomas Jefferson, Jefferson Adams, Roger Sherman, Benjamin Franklin, and Robert R. Livingston. So they come up with this thing to say like why they should break from Great Britain. And then on July 2nd, 1776, they voted in favor for independence, and on July 4th, they adopted the Declaration of Independence, which was largely written by Thomas Jefferson. So, that's kind of the background.
I see. Now, what really interests me, because I do wonder, like, they obviously fought for certain rights and, freedoms and stuff like that. Do you think they are better off because of it?
I don't know. I don't really know what it was like before.
It's hard to really tell. It's like, we've come to this new land, so we don't feel like we should be ruled from a ruler from another land. We want freedom. But what you end up creating is another governing body that end up ruling things, and you've got what you have today. Yeah. It's like, I'd be really curious to see if the last 300 years, what would have happened if you hadn't had your independence. Mm-hmm. And would the UK rule it all? Because obviously the rest of the Commonwealth is sort of kind of split apart. Mm-hmm. Wonder if we could have managed to rule America, what would have happened? It'd be interesting. Because the Queen doesn't really rule, or the King or Queen doesn't really rule anymore, as we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. So it'd be interesting to see what would have happened if he'd lasted a bit longer, etc., etc. All right, so you've adopted independence. What does this declaration say?
Well, so the big part of it, I don't know exactly what it says.
What? You don't know it by heart?
I don't know it by heart. But the main, the beginning of it, the main, important parts are that, the whole all men are created equal, and that everybody deserves the, equal, I can't remember what it says, equal something to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Mm-hmm. So that was the one important part. And the other one is if the government ever becomes destructive, it's the right of the people to alter or abolish it and institute a new government. So I think that's where the whole breaking from Great Britain thing happened. They felt like their rights or whatever, that the right to life, liberty, pursuit of happiness was being withheld in certain ways. So I don't know why. I don't know all the answers. It's
just really funny how I think you could speak to Americans now and that doesn't still apply. If this is meant to be the land of the free people who want to come and pursue that, not only is it really hard to come to live here if you're not from America in the first place, removing that fact, considering everybody who lives here who's not Native American is an immigrant, and how restrictive everything else is.
No, I agree. I think that was a great idea, but that it's not really followed through upon. Yeah,
it's one of those ideas that I like. The theory behind it is perfect, but men are men, or humans are humans. We all have everyone's power and money and land, etc. Mm-hmm. At this point, slavery was still a thing. Yeah. And for the next 200-300 years, it was a thing. Yeah. How so it's very interesting. But it was obviously the right idea. I agree that monarchy was not the best decision for ruling. All right, so how immediately was this sort of implemented as a celebration? Right, sorry, do you have anything else to add to that?
Just that it was eventually stolen by Nicolas Cage. But
did he steal it or did he find it? I don't know. Oh, he did steal it, didn't he?
he stole it, yes.
Yeah, because that was the whole point. That I had a map on it. But the thing is, the real map of independence, or the real declaration, was long lost.
Yeah.
And
but there's like however many copies or...
And then they had the new copy that said the original one was made on July the 4th. But it was basically said it was a copy. Because that means all the signatures weren't got again until like 2.5 years later or something. I'm sure I saw some facts
interesting
about that.
fact. It wasn't actually signed by most of the people. So there were 56, I think, signatures on it. Mm-hmm. But only 2 signed it on July 4th, 1776. And those were John Hancock and Charles Thomas. And everybody else signed it by August 2nd, 1776. So July 4th isn't actually like the commemoration of the signing. It's the commemoration of the adoption of it.
Yeah. Which is weird because the independence was on the 2nd. It was like ruled. And the finish of the signing, so the officiating document, wasn't until August the 2nd. But we've chosen the 4th, you know? I think because it says it on the document and people just get simple. Well, not simple, but, you know, it's a clear indication of when it was. Okay, maybe we don't know this and it's not really for topic today, but how did amendments happen to it? So is that changes to it? Or is that after the first one was written, it was amended before it was signed? Like, you know, the whole Second Amendment thing, which, you know, we won't get into, but...
I don't know.
We'll maybe look into that for another subject sometime. That's an interesting one. Did you know that the oldest person... Oh, do you know who the oldest person was to sign it?
Only because I researched it.
Oh, yeah, who's it?
Benjamin Franklin.
And he was?
70.
Which is kind of old for that time.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think anybody was living that old. I was impressed.
I think they said the youngest was from South Carolina, right?
Yep. And he was...
I don't remember his name.
He was 27. Thomas Lynch Jr. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there was 8 of them who were born in either England or Ireland.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, the rest were all born in America, apparently, but those 8 of them were born in the UK, which is another... Cool. I've done a very little bit of research, and that was one of the websites I saw.
So almost immediately it was commemorated. In Philadelphia held the first annual commemoration of independence on July 4th, 1777. But even prior to that, like... as they would go around and like read this Declaration of Independence, there were big celebrations then too. This was like in 1776, like after it was like instituted or whatever. There were concerts, bonfires, parades, firing of cannons and muskets, anything that like could celebrate it while they were reading it. And then Philadelphia held the first actual commemoration on July 4th, 1777.
Okay. And was that like became yearly from then on, or was it hit and miss for a while?
I'm not really sure. I know that in the beginning it definitely was like different things were done from year on. And like it said in 1778, George Washington like doubled rations of rum to his soldiers to market. And
that was still during the war, because you said the revolution was going for another 85 or something.
Yeah. So by 1781, Massachusetts became the first state to make 4th of July an official holiday. So up until then, like different places celebrated it, but maybe not like as big as it became. But after the 1781, that especially in Massachusetts, it instituted as an official holiday, and then there were annual celebrations.
So was that a state holiday?
Yes.
Was that federal?
That was a state, because then after the war ended in 1783.
You said 1783.
Yeah. So by 1870, that's when it was declared a federal holiday. And then, so at that point, it was a federal holiday to all the states or whatever. And then 1941, it was expanded to a paid federal holiday.
So you'd be unpaid, right? So it's like a day off, but you didn't get paid. Okay.
But now, if you're a federal employee, it's a paid holiday.
Yeah, and a lot of other companies do it, generally, unless you work in a shop where you've got big sales on or something. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, any more history behind that we need to know?
That's pretty much all the history. Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, these are just fun facts, but I'll touch on them later.
Okay. I think, we don't learn anything about that. It's interesting, and it'd be good to know a bit more about the Revolutionary War. But at high school, for us, unless you take history, like, further into your education, you don't really learn about that side of things. We learn, specifically myself, Scottish history. You know, we will learn about William Wallace and Robert the Bruce and a little bit about World War I and II, but nothing about that sort of thing. Mainly because we lost, probably. I think a lot of places do that. They don't talk about the losses, they talk about the wins. Even though Scotland never really won anything ever.
I don't know. I think that it depends, like, whatever country you're educated in, they're going to talk about their history. Like, we had U.S. history, and then we had world history, but that was one world history class to cover literally everything from, like, ancient stuff to present day. So, like, that's not, we didn't touch on, like, Scotland or anywhere in Europe. Well, yes, in Europe, yes, we did. But, like,
a little bit World War, I'm sure, probably.
But if it wasn't a huge war that happened, like, we didn't touch on that.
And the thing is, a lot of history is always biased. Like, the education system in Scotland is biased towards Scotland. It's biased towards England. And I remember hearing about, like, during the war, like, the German history was almost rewritten entirely, you know? And it's people, so there will be Germans who are, in the 80s who learned during Nazi Germany totally wrong history and they just didn't know. And I'm sure that happens here as well. People learn American history just slightly twisted towards America. But okay, so your independence, July the 4th has become the celebration, and 56 people have signed it from 13 different colonies in America to declare independence from Great Britain for freedom, something in
life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Liberty, right? Okay, here we go. All right, so what's next?
I guess just
party time.
Current customs.
Yeah. So, did you celebrate July 4th last year?
What was I doing July 4th last year?
You were here.
I went to New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
No, I came home from New Orleans so that we could like have people over. I think we like grilled out, maybe.
Was I at yours last year?
I don't remember.
I don't think it was. I've got a feeling I didn't do anything last year.
Where were you last year?
I was in Houston, but I don't think I was doing much. I probably worked out, and then it was a Tuesday, so I had the Monday and Tuesday off because my work made me take the Monday off as like a paid holiday, but like not out of my allowance. But I don't think I did anything.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And the year before, I think I was abroad. I think I was with a friend in Costa Rica.
Okay.
Or one of the places I've travelled. I don't plan from many places I should remember. Nicaragua.
So when I was younger, like we would have like cookouts or whatever. But then I don't really remember in college. But then when I lived in DC, that one was fun. We went into DC for that. And then when I was in Amsterdam, like all the expats got together, and like the first year we had like a cookout on one of the rooftops, and the second year we all went to the beach, and anybody that had like American flag stuff wore it, and we blasted country music and like drank a lot of beer, and it was so cold, like it was freezing, the water was cold, it was windy, but we were out there partying.
See, that's funny because like I get celebrating independence here. Celebrating it in another country is like, almost like a weird thing, you know? It's like you're celebrating your independence in another country even though you're living in in that country. You know, it
was weird, but it was fun.
I know, yeah, of course. It was so
it's
different. Like celebrating Christmas in the Middle East. You know, we celebrate it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And so it's always the same thing. What's the traditional celebration then?
Well, so just like patriotic displays, red, white, and blue, American flags, things like that. Usually something outdoors unless it's pouring down rain. A picnic, barbecue or cookout, which I didn't realize that people like there's such a big debate on those two words.
What, barbecue and cookout?
Yeah. So like, or like grilling out. Like barbecue is specifically a type of cooking out, and grilling is a specific type of cooking out.
Well, so if you were asking me, I would say barbecue has to be with coals and it cooked it that way. A cookout or a grill is where you can use a gas stove essentially outside, like the ones that you had.
Yeah.
In the UK, we don't have any other type of... Well, people sometimes have gas barbecues, but it's too cold in the UK. So my family had a stone-built barbecue, oddly, because nobody has them. But my garden just happened when we bought the house that had one. So we occasionally use that. But what would you argue is the difference?
I don't ever like put that much thought into it. I guess when I think about barbecue, I think about like pork or brisket or things like that. And then grilling is like hot dogs or hamburgers or chicken or steak or like anything you just like throw on the grill.
I see. Okay, so the difference here, so for everyone who doesn't live in the States, like in the UK, if you said, we're having a barbecue, it would be something that you'd cook outside essentially. Okay. On typically a charcoal or charcoal barbecue. We don't have barbecue. unless we'd specify like it's a barbecue restaurant where you
Okay.
get served the brisket and the
Yeah.
sausage and pork, whatever it is, turkey, well. But down south especially, that is barbecue. Every time I see someone, we're having a barbecue. Oh no, about grilling, I guess. It's weird. Because Bo, Elizabeth, grills all the time. He never referred to it as barbecue.
Yeah.
He just grills
he's
chicken and
grilling.
vegetables.
Yeah.
So I kind of get that,
Yeah. So yeah, some kind of like food is
But
involved.
barbecue's a word for a cooking, like, stove.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes. So that's the other thing. Like it's a way of cooking, but it's also like the meat.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Very-
either which way, people eat outside. They cook and eat
Yes.
the food outside.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes there's public events that politicians make appearances at. A lot of times it's just like parades and fireworks and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And all non-essential federal institutions are closed. So the mail doesn't run, courts are closed, things like that.
So I'm assuming things like police and fire brigade are the ones that count as essential.
Where?
Police and fire brigade.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, they're still open. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So
What else? I said parades. Patriotic songs can be sung. Usually
Yes.
that's more at the parades and stuff. Oh, and a lot of long weekend getaways. Apparently, the first week of July is usually one of the busiest travel periods in the U.S.
So that's right now, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? I think, yeah, when it was 2 years ago when I was abroad, I can't remember being that busy, but I'm sure it probably was.
Yeah.
One of the busiest, or the busiest, did you say? One of.
One of the
Yeah.
busiest.
I'm assuming Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Probably.
As well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's usually what people do.
I heard that you guys love a hot dog. Now, we don't tend to eat hot dogs much in Britain as well. It's a very American dish, and if you're having it, you think, oh, America, and like you think about that bun and squeezing some ketchup on it, whatever. But apparently you guys have like 150 million hot dogs every year. I'm assuming that's one of your facts, because that fact is everywhere and I'm
crazy.
looking at it. That's so many hot dogs. That's like, to be fair, you got 316 million people, so it's just under one
Yeah.
each. Half a hot dog each. That's a lot of hot dogs.
Yeah.
Over one weekend or one day even.
I read that $6.9 billion is usually spent on food for 4th
billion.
of July.
I'd be really curious to how much is spent on a normal week,
Yeah.
and then see how much it increases
Compare.
for 4th of July. Because, there's 1,000 million and a billion. And you said it was
Okay.
3 billion?
Math. 6.9 billion.
6.9 billion. So, everybody's spending how much? $2,000? That's not right. Everybody's spending $2. No, $10, $20. $20 per person. That seems right.
No idea.
Let's assume that, and I'll calculate it, and then I'll tell you later once I figure it out.
Okay.
That's a lot of money on food. Food alone.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's food and drink, actually, but
No, that's just food.
is that food?
It's another billion spent on drink.
What?
Just on beer, actually.
Just on beer?
Yeah. Then there's more for wine and everything else.
So 6.2 billion on food.
6.9 on
6.9,
food.
so 7 on
And
food.
1 on beer.
And 1 billion on beer. I would have thought beer would be more since it's more expensive, but...
But that's just beer. That's not any other drinks. So 100.
7 billion? I don't have zeros on my phone to fill that out. I've only got 700 million. Oh, there we go, a billion. I turned it sideways, guys. iPhones. Divided by 316. So how much do you think to spend on each person?
I don't know. I'm not good at
I was
quick
right.
math.
About $22 per person on food. That's a lot of money
Yeah.
per person on food.
For one day of celebration.
So apparently, with hot dogs wise, there's a competition. Are you familiar with this competition?
No, but I think I read this. This is insane.
Yeah, so there's a special hot dog eating competition. And I can't remember who's it's like Nathan's or something? The International Hot Dog Eating Contest. And there's a world record that's done on July 4th for eating hot dogs. Mm-hmm. How many do you think a gentleman ate? It was a gentleman, I'll let that way. And this is hot dog and bun, not just the sausage itself. How many do you think he ate in 10 minutes?
What if I already know the answer?
Oh, you know the answer. You should have told me. Then it sounds silly asking. How many is it then?
72.
Oh, I had 68.
68? I had 72. So he ate somewhere between 68 and 72.
So either he ate
70.
somewhere in between there, or potentially he beat the world record and my thing's a couple years old.
What year was yours?
I don't know. I can't find out yet.
Mine was 2017.
Oh, okay. So that's the closest because it's not happened this year. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. 72 then.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's like probably 25,000 calories.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I watched a Grey's Anatomy episode one time where this girl was doing a hot dog eating competition, and she got really sick and like almost died because she was just like stuffing herself so much.
That sounds like any hospital in July the 4th.
Yes.
I don't.
How many hot dogs do you think you could eat in 10 minutes?
I would get. Oh, first of all, I'd feel super guilty. Or not guilty, but like, oh, I wish I was eating good food. It was something nice. I would stuff myself full of something like nachos or something, or burgers. Easier, but hot dogs, I just hate the taste of hot dogs.
Really?
Yeah, I hate them so bad. Especially the ones that are just like appear fake all over.
Yes.
You
Well,
know,
those
like
aren't
sometimes
good.
I buy breakfast sausage. I buy a specific breakfast sausage. You're aware of which one it is, I'm assuming, by your current flatmate. No? Okay. So, it's just a really nice one anyway. It's like a chicken sausage. It's not really a hot dog one. And then sometimes they don't have it in stock, so I buy another type, just something that looks similar, and it always tastes like hot dogs. I'm like, ugh, this is not breakfast sausage. This is gross. Anyway, I could maybe eat. I would be struggling at 10. I honestly think one a minute would be tough for me. Honestly, what do you think?
For me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I was really, really going for it, yeah, more probably.
Like, how much money am I getting for eating this amount of hot dogs?
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, if I could throw it up afterwards, but I'm not very good at throwing up. Even when I tried to throw up, I'm not very good. Not that I tried that often, but I have once or twice in my life. I'm like, I've eaten too much, I need to throw up. And I'm like sticking my fingers in my throat, and I just can't. I'm just sitting there with my fingers in my throat. This is so annoying. And then I try and tickle my tonsils in my fingers, and it doesn't help. And then I just feel lazy for the rest of the day.
All right.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's probably
yeah.
our weirdest conversation on here.
I don't think I could eat anywhere near. I would say I could maybe top out at 20, the one every 30 seconds, but even then, I don't think I can manage it.
I don't think I could go over 15.
If they had ketchup on them, maybe a bit easier.
Do you like mustard?
Have you seen them do it? I do like mustard. Well, I like English mustard in my tuna,
Okay.
which is weird, I know. And I like the American crap mustard on sausage, on hot dogs.
Okay.
I don't tend to have mustard other than that.
Okay.
Have you seen how they do this, Ian? I'm
Is this
spending
where
way
they,
too
like,
much time on
dip
this.
them in water?
Yeah, they dip them in water.
They don't
make it
even
soggy.
taste good.
They just, and then it's just like,
Yeah.
weird. And like the ones when it's without the bun, and they just like open a gullet and just flipping them in. You should watch a video of it. It's honestly, it's just, I'm not going to get into it because it kind of gets weird, but it's just, they literally like dip it in water and it just slides in their throat and like gross. Yeah. 150 million to get Ian.
How many sausages slide on your throat in 10 minutes? All right.
How much do you think is spent on watermelon during 4th of July?
I don't
So
know.
we've got hot dogs, we've got beer. Apparently $170 million is spent on watermelon.
Oh my god.
It's so weird. Like, I love
I want
watermelon.
watermelon.
Why specifically? I don't know. It's
Guess how
interesting.
many pounds of chicken get eaten? Or can get purchased?
Okay, so let's say one chicken per family, one bit, I don't know, like £1 million? Is that way too much?
700 million.
Wow.
And 190 million pounds of beef.
That doesn't make any sense. Because that means you're paying, out of all that stuff, food you're buying, you're spending £7 million of chicken. Mm-hmm. So that means each pound of chicken, 700 million, you said. Mm-hmm. So that means that's like $7 per, oh no, that kind of makes sense. That's a lot of chicken though.
Yeah.
And how much of what other thing you said?
190 million pounds of beef.
Oh wow, chicken's way more. Do you
Yeah.
think chicken is it like cheaper, do you think?
Probably.
And maybe it's easier to cook on a barbecue or grill. Sorry guys. I love chicken. I could do that.
Yeah.
That's nice. So here, I was told. Wait, so what are the celebrations? Fireworks. You have a lot of fireworks. Have you been to many fireworks displays?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a number somewhere that like something like 70% of people go to fireworks displays. I had some random number. Let me see if I can find it again. I probably can't because
I did read that there were 16,000 fireworks displays per year.
Per year, 16,000. Mm-hmm. And that's like ones done by councils and stuff.
I think that's just in general.
So apparently 80% of the people in America have barbecues or picnics or cookouts. 26% set off fireworks, their own fireworks. And 63% attend a fireworks display. That's quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, especially considering, I don't know if that's maybe like citizens or people who consider themselves American, I don't know, but that's cool. Like no other country I think celebrates anything. I should say that because religious, and no other country celebrates a non-religious event like you guys do Independence. I don't feel.
I agree with that.
I think nobody celebrates anything like America does, but
Go big or go home.
Yeah, that's true. And like, so I read somewhere that other countries celebrate it. And the list includes like Denmark, England, Portugal, Norway, and Sweden. I'm calling bullshit on that because there is no celebration of this in the UK whatsoever.
I read that there are small celebrations to help promote tourism. So like you're like trying to bring in Americans to come to you, like this country, to spend 4th of July, and do that. You do that by saying like we have a 4th of July celebration here that you guys can attend. I don't know if it's true or not, but
yeah, I'm gonna call bull.
Okay.
Like, for example, in England or in like Sweden, even in Norway, right? The sun's out all day. In Norway, at this time of the year, the sun is out pretty much. Well, depending on what part of Norway, obviously, about 20 hours of the day. So there's no way to have fireworks. It's too cold, as you mentioned, to go out and have food. However, I think it's meant to be really hot in the UK right now. But yeah, I've never ever heard of any sort of celebration on the 4th of July in the UK. But I'm one guy out of 60 million people. I'm sure there's celebrations somewhere.
Yeah.
And like you said, you had your wee celebration in Netherlands.
Yeah.
All right. What are the celebration facts do you have?
So there's an average of $825 million spent on fireworks.
Wow.
And $6 million estimated spent.
Is that privately?
I think that's total.
That would definitely be privately, surely.
Are you sure?
Wait, you said 800 million?
I think it's total.
Did you say 100 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's total. That sounds all right.
825 million. Because Macy's estimates that their estimate is 6 million. So
that's not as much as I thought, actually. Because this is the biggest display, the Macy's, right? That's the one in New York. So they've got the biggest display, and that's not too bad.
Yeah, and about 3 million people watch that from the Hudson River, and about 15 million watch it on TV.
Yeah, so that's I've never seen that. I've heard it in a Green Day song, something about Macy's Day Parade. I'm assuming that's what that is.
I don't know, because they also have a Thanksgiving Day Parade and a Christmas Parade, so it might not be the 4th of July one.
Macy's Day Parade. Okay, I have no idea. Macy's that shop?
Yes.
Do they sponsor it and pay for it? I guess they must do.
I think so.
Do you think it could have a change? Say Macy's went bust, like Toys R Us did recently. Oh,
I don't know.
It's
always been Macy's.
How would it be if it changed? Because how long has it been about for? Like, I think it's 40 years this year, actually, I think.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's been about 40 years. Imagine it changed from Macy's to something else. That'd be interesting. Anyway. Yeah, so how many, you said, how much millions? 6 million on that one. And how many people watch it?
3. From the Hudson River.
3 million people watch it. From live. Yeah. Wow. I mean, how many people are in Manhattan?
I have no idea.
More than 3 million, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's anyone looking out their window, essentially. Yeah, so I was reading that. I'm reading right now, and you can see me reading it. The fireworks launched from 6 barges in the river. So that's cool. I didn't realize it was like from boats in the river.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I guess if they catch on fire.
You ever seen it?
No. On TV, yeah, but not live. That'd be cool.
What's the biggest fireworks display you've seen live?
I don't remember if they do fireworks. Do they? So I was in New York, or in Times Square for New Year's Eve, but I don't know if they did. I don't remember. That night was a blur. I did not want to be there after at about 8 p.m.
Yeah.
There's some people, and you're there. Like, we literally got in line at like 1 or 2, and then stayed till midnight. You couldn't leave to go to the bathroom or eat or drink or do anything. So I was a bit of a mess at that point. So I don't remember if they have fireworks or not. So that would potentially be the biggest.
It'd be tough if you're in Times Square to see fireworks because there's not much aerial space to see.
I don't think that they did. I don't remember. Disney World, they always have.
Yeah, they have ones a week like that, don't they? Yeah. Edinburgh has them, but that's the end of the festival or New Year's. I've never seen a 4th. I saw a fireworks display here in Houston, but I can't remember what it's for. Why would you have them in here? It's
4th of
only
July,
Independence.
New Year's Eve, maybe Memorial Day, any Astros game.
Okay, no, so I went out and I went to some bridge. Can't remember where it was. Allen Parkway? I don't know. And there were some fireworks we saw, but I can't remember what it's for. It might have been 4th of July, but I didn't think I was about for those 1/8. Oh, maybe. No, wait, how many years have I been here? This will be my 3rd one. Yeah, okay, so I don't know. I definitely went there at some point. And that was fine. It was big, it's impressive, but...
Yeah, I like fireworks. We used to, set them off ourselves. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, my parents used to do it. So we have Guy Fawkes Night or Bonfires Night in the UK, which is something that you guys don't know about. We've spoken about it before in our US episode. And we do that in your gardens, but it's always a bit underwhelming. oh, that's a lie. As a kid, you love it, and then it gets
Yes.
less and less overwhelming as you get older. But the ones that you see, these big displays are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'm like, ooh, fireworks display, and I watch it like, ooh, fireworks display.
Pretty fireworks, yes. I like them.
All right, what else you got? What other celebrations or other facts do you have for me about 4th of July?
So, Bristol, Rhode Island they have the longest continuous celebration. So they started in 1785, and they've had one every year since.
1975?
1785.
1785. That's a long one.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. And then these are just like random facts. But John Adams and Thomas Jefferson were the only two signers of the Declaration to become presidents, and they both died on July 4th, 1826, on the 50th anniversary.
Huh.
And
what a coincidence that two people would die on the same day regard. Well, is that a coincidence?
I don't know.
Because, apparently, so this is off topic, sorry. I know we're running probably later than we wanted to. But apparently, in a football team, so the smallest number of people you could have for statistically them to be someone else with the same birth to you is something like 23.
Okay.
So if you've got 23 people, so the way it was all explained to me is like, if you're in a crowd, a football match, a soccer match, there is something higher, there's a really high chance, there's something like 90% or something higher that there's someone on the field at the same birthday as you.
Okay.
Even though there's only like 23 people on the field, like 2 teams of 11 and plus a referee.
Okay.
But statistically, somehow that works. So I guess your death day would be the same. If you've got 56 people, there's a high chance that one's going to die on the same day as you. Now, I can't quite remember how the statistics work. Okay. But apparently that's the case. Which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that's strange.
Chance that it was 4th of July, though, that's probably different.
Yeah. And then another founding father, James Monroe, he died on July 4th, 1831. And then Calvin Coolidge, the 30th president, was born on July 4th, 1872. Huh. And then those are really the only people that have, only people related to this that have died or been born on July 4th.
One of Obama's daughters was.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know which one. What's they called? Melina and something else?
Sasha.
I want to say it was...
Maya.
Or Maya then. I don't know. One of the M's. Not that she's anyway related to this, but he was the president, so it kind of counts. I've got something here that I know this is not really relative, but it kind of is. The tune to the national anthem, so the American national anthem, was originally an old English drinking song.
Really?
Yeah, called the To Anachron in Heaven. And it had nothing about consuming alcohol, but it was just a song and a melody that someone had wrote some words to. So the guy who wrote your national anthem had the melody in mind when he was writing. Maybe he was having some drink or something. I don't know, but I thought that was quite interesting. I didn't realize.
That is interesting.
That can't be right. I'm going to have to check that after this, because that doesn't seem right to me.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I'd love to find out, though. It'd be interesting. What are the facts? You give me a fact about the Liberty Bell. You've got to have a fact about the Liberty Bell.
I don't have a fact about the Liberty Bell.
I saw this like 3 places. So I don't know. Apparently, you used to ring the Liberty Bell 13 times on the Independence Day.
For the 13 colonies?
Yeah. But now they don't. Now they just tap it 13 times because
it's going to break.
Yeah. Apparently, it's got a big crack in it. Who knew? Yeah. Do you think that will ever break? If you watched
National Treasure, you would know that it had a big crack in it.
I did not have a crack in it. Okay. National Treasure is a good movie. I don't care what it says. I enjoyed it. I remember finished watching it because I remember turning it on and I was thinking, ugh. And I was like, I think I was on the plane actually. I can't remember. Where is that based? Where is the Liberty Bell?
Is it in Philadelphia?
Possibly. I don't know. Probably. Philadelphia. What is the Liberty Bell? It's just a bell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Huh. All right. Anything else to do with July the 4th?
I don't have anything else.
4th of July. It was a good movie. Everyone liked, called Independence Day.
Yes.
Which was fun.
Will Smith.
Yep. Which was, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that movie. I didn't see the second one. Did you see the second one?
No.
No, I heard it was okay. It was a fine movie, but considering it's being compared, it was nah. And there's lots of other places that have Independence Days, but nothing on 4th of July, I guess. It's weird. If you think Independence Day, you always think America, but almost every other country
has some kind of Independence Day.
Scotland almost had it, and then we voted to stay in the UK. We might have it again soon, who knows. I didn't vote for it. I voted against it, but even so. maybe now since we're Brexiting. All right, so what's your plan for this 4th of July then?
I have to work.
Ah,
Yeah.
the whole day?
Till 4.
Okay, so you can still have. Well, you're working the
Maybe.
day after. You can have a hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh, 68.
Yeah.
72.
73.
73. Yeah,
Have
you used
to
to beat the
win.
record. Been 10 minutes. Eek.
Yep.
Be tough. I don't think I'm doing anything either. Maybe at a friend's house.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. I got the day off work, which is
Fun.
good. Which is nice, but you guys don't have enough holidays anyway, so it's either or.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else to add?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, guys, if you're an American citizen, happy Independence Day. If you listen to this, if not, I hope you had a good time. If you listen to it the day after, if not, now you know a little bit more about it. Thanks to Kayla's good research.
Tried.
All right. Well, in that case, I've been Liam,
I'm Kayla.
and this has been MumbleCast.
Bye.
Bye.